Couldn't ask for nicer weather. This is dang near perfect temperatures. Not sure what the actual temperature is. Let's see what the Garmin says. Righty then. Light charging ritual this morning. Throw on the gyro cap. Gloves. Slightly windy. Looks like a tailwind. Yeah, a tailwind most of the ride home. What's up with that? It's like Mother Nature doesn't know what she's doing. Well, I had kind of an interesting weekend. My YouTube recommended videos put up a channel called A Repo Nut. And just so happens to be a guy that is a repo man from this area, one town up from me in Springville, so just a few miles away. And guy has a pretty big channel, you know, it's 140,000+ subscribers and hundreds of videos, if not thousands. I didn't look at the actual video count. And he had a channel pretty active for like the last 8 years. And as I watched the videos, I became more and more intrigued because this guy's a repo guy that, you know, if you've ever had something repossessed, you know, you kind of hate the repo guy, right? Well, he kind of humanizes it. You know, he's just a guy doing a job. It's not his fault that you became financially delinquent, and the financial institution is the person who's actually collecting on the debt that you owe, and they just hire this guy to go scoop up the, in this case, vehicle from the debtor. And he has a very interesting take on it, right? And very, 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 you know, honest with how he does business, it seems like. I mean, I don't know. I've never I've never talked to the guy or anything. But so as I watched more and more videos, I was thoroughly entertained, and so I was bouncing around some of his old stuff, some of his new stuff, some of the stuff that was kind of clickbaity. And then I organized the videos in, you know, chronological order, and I noticed that he hadn't posted a video in like a year. So I start kind of getting curious, like, well, you know, how did this guy's channel die? Like, what happened? And as I'm going through the videos, I noticed that he's got a couple of video updates where he's talking about his wife, and she's battling cancer. And while she's battling cancer, you know, they're going to the hospital regularly and trying to figure out, you know, what's wrong with her, this, that, and the other. And there's a video that I come across that's a memorial video. So unfortunately, she did lose her battle with cancer a couple of years ago, 2016, I believe. And after the memorial video, it seems like the uploads become more depressing. You start seeing things like he's selling his truck and selling his house, and the house is in really bad condition. So there's lots of stuff that seems like it's on the downturn. And then notice also that his physical appearance seems to me to be making a pretty drastic change as well. He goes from your typical, you know, kind of tubby white guy to a very skinny white guy. And as you glean a little more into his life, it seems like perhaps he became addicted to some kind of a drug. Can't say for sure what it was, but something. And so I noticed his last video upload is about a year ago. YouTube's not real accurate with the dates of things. So I decided, okay, well, this guy's a local. I wonder if I can find some local news on the dude. Well, search his name, and sure enough, the top result for this guy, his name's Matt Pittman. Matt Pittman's last public entry online is about a year ago. He got scooped up by the local police department for a whole slew of charges. And, you know, he's, I'm assuming, facing some pretty serious time, if not still in jail. But it's one of those things, it's like, it's really sad, you know, you kind of get addicted to somebody's channel, and then slowly but surely feel like you're getting to know the dude. I mean, as I was watching this, I'm sitting there thinking, man, I wonder if the guy's still repoing and things like that. And as I learn a little more about the dude's situation, you realize, you know, just a few years ago, bugs. Just a few years ago, it seemed like things were going pretty well, and then they start to fall apart with the whole wife getting sick thing, and then obviously losing his business, losing his livelihood, spiraling out of control, losing his wife. Just all fell apart. And it really puts things in perspective, you know? Like, you can't say today what life is going to be like in 6 months, a year, 3 years. You know, I feel like I've got a really stable livelihood, but could have some terrible thing happen and boom, lights out, you know? Human life is very, very fragile. Your situation is fragile. You can be doing just fine, and then boom, a diagnosis or an accident, something changes everything all at once. Now, this guy's thing doesn't seem like it was so much a sudden change, obviously, because there's so much documentation with his YouTube channel. You really get a sense that you watch the spiral downward, and you get a sense for the loss, It's really, really sad. Like I said, it just makes you think, makes you thankful, makes you kind of happy, but it makes you sad too. Just be happy. If you got something, cherish it. If you got nothing, hopefully things turn around for you.